I like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This movie's called Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a new one in 2022. Apparently, it's a sequel. Hour 23 minutes long. Spoiler alert. Let's just get it. So right off the bat, they give us the backstory about 5 people living in Texas. 4 of them getting killed, only 1 surviving. This lady by the name of Sally getting killed by this guy by the name of Leatherface. He kills people with a lot of weapons, but his notable weapon is a chainsaw. Now apparently this was supposed to be a true story back in the late 60s or early 70s. Now when it comes to the movies, you got the 1974 one, that's the original version. Then in 1980 they came out to a sequel to that. Then they had a couple remakes in 2003 and 2006. So my question is, what is this a sequel to? So wait a minute, apparently this is Sally like 50 years later? So it's supposed to be a sequel to the 1974 classic. Well, thanks for confirming that right off the back. Well, anyway, we got this chick named Lily trying to buy some snacks. And she heard about the story. She starts asking the clerk questions. And he's like, look, man, she been hunting this thing down for years. Then he asks him, like, man, where y'all headed? They heading to a spot called Harlow. Apparently, Sally was actually looking for this nigga for like 30 or 40 years after she became a ranger. Now I'm thinking to myself, unless Leatherface traveled around a lot, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have a hard time finding this fucker. But then again, he was around wearing other people's faces, so you never know. Then we have her sister Mel comes to get her like, hey, man, we gotta go. They go back to the car. We find this lady named Ruth. Now, who is she? She's Dante's wife. And then we have Dante. Now the thing is, they're supposed to be going to Harlow because Dante wants to open up a business having to being a chef. And Mel is his apprentice. They're tired of the big city and all that shit, so when they want to go somewhere quiet. Then this guy comes out of nowhere with his truck, he just wants to fill some gas. Turns out this guy's name is Richter. Mel starts taking a gang of shit for no reason. Then he pulls up and let her know what time it is. Basically, Mel, stop talking shit. And now they back on the road, ready to go to Harlow. Mel's back in the car checking out their street cuisine ads that he put on Instagram and all that shit. They hyped up about the business. Later on, they end up getting stopped by the boys, the sheriffs. Y'all think it's about to be on some white and black bullshit, huh? But he knows exactly who it is. He's like, hey, you're the cook. But Mel has a better rapport with the officer, and she's like, hey, and my grandmother used to live here. So who the hell's her grandmother? She sings him a song that is familiar with the town or whatever like that, and the officer lets them go about their business. Just make sure you're careful out here in these parts. Now they're in the town of Harlow. Smashed up car on the side. All in all, it's one of those old school towns. My question is, unless you think you big time like that, how the fuck you expect people to come out here? You don't get a big enough crowd just to be able to live out here and do what you need to do? They get to town and meet up with Richter again. Apparently, Richter is Dante's contractor. Okay, even if he did expect a guy to come out the same building that he was thinking about, why the fuck did he not know that was their own contractor? He just saw him at the gas station like 2 hours ago. They just never met face to face before? Like, what the fuck? I got that feeling he might get killed first just off the strength of stupidity. Well, anyway, as they're exploring the town, Dante gets pissed off. Now, why is that? Because the Confederate flag is laying up there. Bottom line, if Dante doesn't get that flag down, all his potential investors are gonna be like, what the fuck is this? And his people ain't gonna buy into that shit, so they gotta get that damn flag out of here. Dante and Mel go in the house, and we find out it's actually an orphanage that was built in 1925. So he's trying to reach to get the flag off. He's got bars across the windows, but he couldn't get it down. Meanwhile, Mel's exploring around the house, and she sees a picture of orphanage kids back in 1975, and a particular face cut out the picture. As Dante's coming downstairs, they about to wait for the contract. All of a sudden, this lady pops up out of the kitchen. So basically, this lady saying, yeah, you're stepping into my house. So the thing is, they thought nobody was supposed to be there because Dante apparently had bought the deeds to everywhere in this area. She said the bank must have had a mix-up. I still have the deed. But she wasn't trying to show it to niggas. So Dante like, fuck this shit. He about to call the sheriff to get her out of here. So Dante dips out. Mel's trying to calm this lady down. And then we look at the top of the steps. Who is that at the top of the steps? I'm willing to bet any amount of money as fucking Leatherface. She tells him to go back in his room, and then he does. But then when the cops come busted in, the lady's not getting the air through the vent, and then she ends up passing out. She ended up throwing up, and then her son came downstairs. She carries him in the van. They never show his face. And basically, Mel feels like it's her fault for kicking this lady out the house. But the police told him weeks ago she was supposed to get out, so there you go. So all 3 of them about to entertain the investors, and they all here chilling and shit. Meanwhile, back in the police van, Rufus with all of them. Now, why she's riding with them, I have no idea. I guess just to take some of the pressure off Dante's back. And then she ends up dying in the backseat. Oh no. If he's who I think he is, people are about to get fucked. He can't get the pump started. It's done until she did this shit. He's gonna try to tell him, stop. What are you doing? Why are you messing with this man? Why are you doing it? No, don't do it. Don't do it. Ah, he breaks his freaking hand, gets to the business. Yo, he stabbed this nigga with his own hand. With his broken bones and shit. The officers tried to shoot him, but he moves his other hands up, shooting the officer driving. What the heck? They run off the road into the sunflower field and crash into this big-ass truck. Now, while all the guests are being entertained and bidding on houses or residence spots at the town hall meeting, Lily goes off on her own, and she ends up talking to Richter. Then she sees his guns on the table and reflects back to something that happened to her in the past. Apparently, she got a bullet hole in her collarbone. I'm like, why? So apparently, a while back, she was in an area or a party or somewhere, and all 20 of her friends got fucking laced by somebody, and she somehow miraculously survived it. Unfortunately, that's all we get. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna continue on with that story. Back on the bus, Mel's feeling bad, and she gets a text from Ruth saying that old lady died. And now she's getting all these bad feelings about staying here. She ready to get the fuck up out of here. I'm pretty sure she's been dealing with paranoia and anxiety and whatnot. But Dante's like, don't even trip off of that, man. She was old. It was gonna happen eventually. She goes and finds Lily, but like, all right, we getting the fuck out of here. Meanwhile, back on the sunflower plantation, Ruth is the only one alive. She's stuck. She can't go nowhere. She tried to whisper in the walkie-talkie to try to get some help. Meanwhile, you see this guy in the background. He's cutting off a face. What's he doing? See, he cut off his mom's face, proving that he is Leatherface. Apparently the transmitter went out to that guy at the gas station. He heard the call. What's he gonna do about it? It's been a while. She thought he was gone, thinking you could try to escape. Maybe you just don't turn around. Don't turn around, damn it. Oh, damn it, you know what it is. He pulled her right back in the chair. She fought hard, but he cut open her stomach. Ruth done deal did his shit. Well, there you go, I was wrong. Dante wasn't the first to go. It was Ruth. Which really wouldn't be clear. The grandma did, and then the cops did. And then Ruth. But I ain't trying to be political. This is fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, come on. Well, after all that, you know where he's heading back to? Back to the house. Everybody outside having barbecues and whatnot. So Dante's about to get Mel the keys to do something, but then Richter snatched the keys. So Richter thinks Dante's responsible for killing the old lady. So Richter says, show me the deed that you have to her property, and he'll give him the keys back. So Dante's going to the files on the bus, and apparently the file's not there. He said the file must have still been transferring back in Austin, Texas. Now seriously, if you were buying out a whole property, wouldn't you have the deeds to every piece of property that you have? I sense either negligence or some flagrant bullshit. And frankly, so does Mel. So as Dante and Mel go in the house to try to find a deed, the gas station guy makes a call to try to hit up Sally. And who was that? Some random spot that's been slaughtering pigs? That's right, it's Sally. She heard the mention of Leatherface and stopped everything she was doing right now. Time for her old ass to handle business. Then when she gets in the car, she looks at this picture, solidifying this was all her friends back in 1974. So yeah, this is a sequel to the original 1974 version. So there you go, it's confirmed. So while Dante's looking downstairs, Mel's looking upstairs. She finds a key to this box that's laying there. It finds the real deed to Miss McCumber. She wasn't lying, she still owned the house, which means Dante lied to you. And Mel feeling even worse now because that lady's dead, and she feels like she's the cause of it. But it wasn't just your fault. Dante had the cops coming in for that shit. Next thing you know, Dante's in the kitchen. Oh my god, whose face is that? You know what it is? It's only one face of all faces. Leatherface's. Dante gets chopped, done, deal, dead as shit. Mel comes back downstairs. She sees Dante with Leatherface. Get the fuck back up in there. She hid in the closet and avoided Leatherface. Then Leatherface grabs his mom's dress. He misses his mama. Now Leatherface pretty much leaves out for a little bit, so she's stuck in there wandering around. Now my big question is, did Leatherface come from the back way? Because I'm pretty sure he had heard all these people having a fucking cookout and ain't do shit to them. Look at them, they still by the bus just chilling and whatnot. Then all of a sudden it's about to rain, they about to get back on the bus. Leatherface back in the room, he starts tearing down stuff. So Mel's like, what the hell is he doing now? So Leatherface is pounding at the wall, I guess he's trying to get something. Then all of a sudden, what the heck is this? Dante's still alive? Meanwhile, it's a party on the bus. Richter's working on the truck, but he just saw something. Shorty gets on the bus, she thinks she sees something, and they both end up seeing Dante. But they're trying to catch up to him, and the whole side of his face is completely fucked. What is that? He chopped that shit something crazy. He couldn't say nothing, but just him being out there is an alert to everybody else. And then after that, Dante dies for real. He tells her to call the cops and get back on the bus. Richter about to handle business. Meanwhile, we found out what Leatherface had behind the wall. His infamous chainsaw. Yeah, that's the fuck I'm talking about, yeah. Richter got the room, he put up a fight. If there weren't bars on the window, Leatherface would have fell through that shit. But he ends up jabbing his neck through the ridges of the window. Yeah, Richter's done deal dead as shit, Mel. Last thing Richter does is pulls out the keys and holds them in his hand. And then Leatherface bashes his whole head with a pickaxe until it's completely disintegrated. He is completely fucked. Scratch that. What in all of the fuck? Meanwhile, Sally driving over to the devastation to the cop van. She sees everybody dead as shit. Then she goes out to the field and sees Grandma. Done deal. Look at that. Her suspicions confirmed. It's definitely Leatherface. While everybody else tripping on the bus, Mel's got the keys. She almost got downstairs, but then Leatherface found her and tossed her through a thing. So I'm thinking to myself, he goes back to the room. It's like, why didn't you go downstairs just to get her? Turns out he was going back to get his motherfucking chainsaw. You better dip out. You better run, Mel. She's crawling under the catacombs. Meanwhile, Leatherface uses his chainsaw on the ground to try to get her. Lily comes back to bust her out just in time. They got the keys. They get on the bus. They get the fuck out of here. Now look at this. I want you to keep this in mind. The bus is in motion right now. Leatherface is standing right there. Look how far away he is from the bus. He's going to chase it down and swipe it with the chainsaw without nobody noticing. Well, apparently that's what happened because the tires got swiped. Really? Really? You saw the distance he was standing at, right? So you get the gist of it. Well, he gets on the bus. You already know what time it is. Of course, everybody's doing Twitter feeds, Instagram live, and then all that. He tells him if he tries anything, he's canceled. He's like, really? Revving up the chainsaw. You already know what it is. And everybody gets deaded. While people watching thinking they're inside a haunted house or something like that. 2022, I tell you. Bottom line, everybody get duffed while Mel and Lily hide in the bathroom. They found the window at the top. They better hurry up and get out before Leatherface gets to him. Mel helps Lily out, but here comes Leatherface. Yo, watch how he pokes his head around the corner. This shit is so funny, yo. Anyway, Lily gets her sister Mel out of there, they start to running. Mel finally gets there and picks up the kids. But she been talking about she been waiting 50 years for this. Her and Leatherface, it's time. But she left them in the back seat with the child locks on. Even if they want to go somewhere, they can't. Then she goes in the house and finds Leatherface just sitting on the couch. She finally will get some justice, but Leatherface don't even remember who she is. She's like, bitch, I was the last one alive. You killed all the other 4 niggas. The final confrontation, but then he just walks away from her like, what the fuck? Now, if your mindset is thinking to yourself, he's gonna go after the kids, then why the fuck would you let him walk out? You just tripping off the fact he doesn't remember you so bad that you just forget all common sense and logic? Shoot this motherfucker. So meanwhile, they're sitting in the car, and of course Leatherface pops up. Of course, where was he else was he gonna go? Tally comes back out there the same and was like, hey, you remember me now? Again, why didn't you just shoot him when you were back in the house? Anyway, she tells the kids to leave her behind. She's like, fuck this, I gotta finish this off once and for all. I wouldn't trust her to do it because she let him out the house, but Lily and Mel ain't got no weapons, so fuck it. Of course he catches her off guard and chainsaws her fucking stomach open. There you go, run his ass over. He throws the chainsaw at him to throw him off balance. They end up swerving into Richter's shop. So now Lily's gotta get the fuck out of there because Mel got a pole jammed in her leg. She's pretty much stuck. So basically, Mel sacrificing herself so Lily can get away. I feel you, baby, go out like a G. But Lily ended up getting one of those military guns. Unfortunately, she ain't know how to shoot it or ain't had no bullets. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. And here comes Leatherface. This chase sequence is so damn funny, yo, because that's how he runs. Look how he put his chainsaw up in the air, back and down again. Just when Lily was almost done, Sally was still alive. She was busting shots and chased away Leatherface. After that, Sally really did die. She went back to check on Mel and found she still couldn't get loose. So Lily's like, man, fuck this shit. I'm about to end this nigga once and for all. So she got the shotty with a couple bullets left. So she goes inside the torn down theater. She keeps hearing them revving up the chainsaw, but we can't see him. Pulls back the corner. She just finds the chainsaw just revving by itself. And we're like, oh shit. And then he jumps and they fall in that water. So at this point, we're like, oh shit, niggas done drowned. But Lily gets back up, she survived it. But so did Leatherface. And just when Lily's about to be done deal, Mel comes out of nowhere and starts choking his ass. Lily gets back up and starts banging off on him with the shotgun. It's just when she ran out of bullets, Mel comes in with the fucking chainsaw. Damn, she like she need to be in the Ash vs. Evil Dead series. Groovy, motherfucker. She slices his face straight up, and he falls in the water, done deal, dead as shit, right? Floating down to the bottom, we never see him pop back up. It was morning time, they're ready to get the fuck out of there. So what took them so long to leave? Were they asleep or something? So I guess they found the keys to Dante's car, they ready to dip. But then what the heck is this? No, don't tell me. By the way, the car's in auto drive. Leatherface grabbed up Mel and chopping her head off. How do you survive? Damn it, Mel, we thought she was gonna still live throughout all this. Pain and suffering, everybody around you dies. That's just sad. Then after the credits roll, we get this one final scene of Leatherface walking back to the house. Is it the house where it all started? The original house. So there you go. Wasn't it really a bad adaptation? Just some kids doing some stupid shit. You know, trying to get property in the middle of nowhere, thinking that a whole bunch of people are going to establish this organization. Middle of nowhere, a place called Harlow. Some good old classic slasher shit. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 on Netflix. Check it out. Like, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Like these on easy, miss. Big. They got a slogan.